Hello and welcome to another update video about Link. Link sees a little bit of selling pressure today. I think overall we still need to expect a lot of volatility today into Monday due to ETF rumors and news around Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course, which will also affect Link to a degree because while every chart moves on its own in a different wave degrees and so on, there are, of course, correlations across the sector. So just be aware of that. But overall, the structure here in this current correction, I see it as a wave 4 correction. It doesn't really deviate much from Bitcoin. We're also looking here probably at an ending diagonal to the downside in this C wave. It's certainly not impulsive, this move down. It's not impulsive, which means, what does it mean? It means that we more generally have to expect changes in the microstructure. That doesn't affect the bigger picture, but the microstructure is likely going to change all the time as we work through this structure because we're dealing with corrective subwaves in these structures. So zoomed out again for anybody who's new, we're looking at this at as an ending diagonal. So that's the idea that this here was a wave 1, the move up initially into July, wave 2 down, wave 3 up. Then a wave 4 looks like a flat structure. And ideally the C wave ends below the A wave. Doesn't need to be way below it, but ideally a little bit below. That would give us, that's always the most likely scenario, that the C wave ends below A. Sometimes the C wave, which is the last leg down here, ends above the A wave. And the A wave low was at $12.88. But that's not the most probable pattern, okay? So it's all about a running flat or an expanded flat. In a running flat, the C can end higher than A. In an expanded flat, it's below. But what exactly it is, we will only be able to say afterwards. What we can do, though, is identify the relevant support levels where we can watch for reactions and assess in very dynamic ways constantly the probabilities within this structure. What I can tell you at the moment is that there is absolutely no evidence yet that a low in wave 4 has already been made and that wave 5 has started. That's not possible to say at this stage. I don't have anything that is reliable. Of course, it's always possible, but the market needs to give me something so that I find it probable. The idea is that, wave B topped here. Wave B of 4 basically topped here on the 28th of December. We had a wave 1 to the downside, wave 2 to the upside, and wave 3 could still be unfolding. This is not long enough for wave 3. In any wave 3, what we normally like to see is to reach at least the 1.236 extension. And I need to make sure we want to take that. So $13 would be great, at least for wave 3, possibly even a little lower. And then we should still get a 4 and 5 unless it bottoms as a WXY structure. So, with any low, I would now be very, very much watching for reversals because this correction should be in its last steps. The wave 3 should ideally be an ABC pattern because we're dealing with an ending diagonal. Again, it's not impulsive. And then ideally, sort of maybe $13, $12.20, then a 4, then a 5. Could bring us actually to that ascending trend line. I would assume that until the chart shows a change in context and until we see a break above the wave 2 high, which is at around $16.10 roughly. So that would be minimally required for me to say that a low is already in. Need to see a break above that wave 2 high. Nothing, even if we extend higher from here, it could simply be a B wave extension. So it will really need to be a break above the wave 2 high. Then I would have to assume that it formed the WXY structure. And that's fine. It's just a structure. That's not the most probable one typically. So we have to see more evidence to, let's say, believe it. But overall, this is overall the support range down here. We expect one more high. And we're watching for first signals that the correction is over for now. I'd like to see 1 or 2 more lows here, however. That's my update about Link. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.